get on in here. We need to talk about this. So, I'm sure you guys have heard the news by now on Tom Brady. Tom Brady, who announced his retirement from football again. So I decided to make a video talking about this. First of all, wearing my NFL shirt. Yes, I have an NFL shirt. I didn't get this. I got this for Christmas 2 years ago already. Yeah. So, let's talk about Tom Brady, how I found out the news, and all that stuff. So, first of all, I did not expect to hear this. I don't think anyone did. You know? Everyone thought he would play another season, because we're so used to him coming back every year. People thought he would go to a different team, like the 49ers, San Francisco, because that's where he grew up at, which I didn't know at the time. Yeah. But this morning, he posted a video on his Twitter. It was a little after 7 a.m. Central Time. Like, wow, that's kind of early to post a video of you announcing your retirement. But I think he did that on purpose because there's a lot of sports morning shows happening all at the same time, like ESPN, Fox Sports, NBC on Peacock, NFL Network, CBS Sports. They all have a morning show. They all have a morning radio podcast type show happening all at the same time. So ESPN, you got Get Up. Fox Sports 1, you got Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. NFL Network, Good Morning Football. Peacock is the Dan Patrick Show. I don't know what they have on CBS Sports. I never tune into that channel anymore. But I'm sure they have a radio show or a morning show. But yeah, all these sports channels have a morning show, okay? And I'm sure all those, as soon as they heard the news, they would talk about it. So I'm going to talk to you guys about it. So when I first heard the news, I was going to work and I was listening to ESPN radio live. As I was going to work, it was like 3 hours later, 10 a.m. after, the video announcement. It was Mike Greenberg. He has his own show called Greeny. And he said, Tom Brady has announced his retirement from football. And I didn't say anything, really? I was kind of surprised, I didn't thought he would announce his retirement on February 1st, You think he would do it maybe in the couple of months later, and Tom Brady says he's done for good. He's retiring for good. So I guess this is legit. This is for real this time. Because yes, this is the second time where he said that he's retiring. He did it last year, which was actually a whole year ago. I did not notice that because I just watched, right before I started doing this video, I just watched TSN Sports Center. And it was a whole year since Tom Brady announced his first retirement, and he came back what like a month and a half later. What if he does that shit again? He comes back a month later again. Like, yep, nope, I'm not done. Nah, I think this is for real this time. I think this is for real this time. So yeah, I found out while I was listening to the radio while going to work, I did not expect to hear this. I don't think anyone did. Um, his last game was in that wild card game, and I did watch that game because you guys know that I'm not an NFL fan anymore. I like hardly care about it anymore or tune in. But, however, the only thing I watch this season are the Monday night football games with Peyton and Eli because that's actually kind of entertaining. Like, I don't care what teams are playing on Monday night. I want to know what kind of guests they're going to have on their show. And every week it's different guests. So Tom Brady's last game was on a Monday night, and Peyton and Eli were doing it. So I watched Tom Brady's last game, and I thought he would win that game against the Cowboys. It was at home, but they just played awful. They played awful. The whole team played bad. So, so, yep. Earlier, I watched ESPN videos of people's reactions and stuff. I saw First Take. That's the name of the show with Stephen A. Smith, Mad Dog. Talking about it. And they all, how if you watch First Take, you know how that's kind of like it's a debate show and stuff. Stephen A. Smith, he gets all worked up and stuff, but nope, they were calm and relaxed talking about it. You don't see that very often on First Take. Nope, but this is serious business. So I first started watching the NFL, like really got into it, and I want to say 2013 because 2013 was the first year, the first Super Bowl I watched. It was Ravens versus the 49ers, which I think that's probably the best Super Bowl I've ever watched live. I think it was Super Bowl 47, yeah, in the Superdome. Remember, they had that blackout for like a half an hour. Yeah, that was the first Super Bowl watching live. Now, the first Super Bowl I watched with Tom Brady was against the Seahawks 2 years later in 2015 against the Seahawks. I actually wanted New England to win because Seattle won it the previous year. They crushed Denver Broncos, Peyton Manning, you know. So I don't want to see the same team win it back to back. That's why I was cheering for New England in that Super Bowl. However, they should have lost that game. The Seahawks should have won that game. You That was stupid. You pass it on the goal line, like that's one of the most idiotic plays of all time in the most important game. But got that game-winning interception, so Tom Brady won that Super Bowl. And then in 2017, 2 years later, they were in it again against the Falcons. See, back when I was an NFL fan, I was a Saints fan. You know how Saints fans, they hate the Falcons because that's their rivalry. I might be The only Saints fan that actually wanted the Falcons to win that Super Bowl. Yep, I wanted the Falcons to win that Super Bowl because they've never won it before, I don't think, you know? So I cheered for them. Wow, this video is over 10 minutes already? Golly. Jeez. Anyway. But yeah, that's Super Bowl. Patriots versus Falcons. As a former Saints fan at the time, I wanted the Falcons to win. You know, how many Saints fans wanted the Falcons to win? I might be the only one. I wanted them to win because they've never won it before. I like seeing different teams win it. You know, I don't want to see the same team win it almost every year, you know? So the first half, man, was all Falcons. They were dominating the first half. And then the second half, I don't know what happened. Like, what happened? I know what happened, but it was like, you're asking yourself, what happened the second half? New England made a big comeback. It was what, like 19-point deficit in the fourth quarter? Unbelievable. And of course they tie it up. And of course they win the coin toss in overtime. And of course they drive down the field for a touchdown. And the Atlanta Falcons don't get the ball. I hate that overtime rule. That pissed me off. That pissed me off. I actually had a video of my reaction with my brothers. I think it's still up there. The game-ending Super Bowl 2017 reaction. But I got to give him credit, man. But the Falcons should have won that game. So Tom Brady won 2 Super Bowls that he should have lost. I mean, let's be honest. And then he was in it again the following year, 2018, against the Eagles. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to watch another Super Bowl again when New England's in it. I'm tired of seeing New England in it every year, almost every year. So I'm like, at first I wasn't going to watch that Super Bowl, but then, because every year my father watches it because he's watched every Super Bowl live. Like, that's amazing when you watch every Super Bowl that happened live. You know, this year will be 57. So I looked at the TV and I'm like, okay, it was in the third quarter. I'm like, wow, this score is actually kind of high scoring. Maybe, you know what? Okay, I'll watch this game. For once, a high scoring Super Bowl. All right, I'm down for this, but I did not care who won. Actually, deep down inside, I wanted the Eagles to win because they've never won it before, I don't think. But then it looked like New England was going to make that comeback again. I'm like, oh great, not this again. Even though I didn't care. But it was pretty good Super Bowl after all. And then they were in it again, 2019, against the Rams. The Rams that only got 3 points. That's embarrassing. You only get 3 points in the Super Bowl. You don't deserve to win. I did not watch that Super Bowl, and I'm glad I didn't watch that Super Bowl. So, but Tom Brady, he did it again. And then he wasn't in it in 2020. Then he left the Pats. Then he signed with the Buccaneers. And he won the Super Bowl again. His first year with the Buccaneers. I'm like, wow. I think he's the greatest of all time. And everyone says that he is the greatest of all time. And I think he is. There's no one else like him. And people forget he was drafted in the 6th round. The 6th round. That's unbelievable. Any team could have gotten him. Any team could have gotten him. Oh my gosh. And you know what? He started playing in the NFL before I was born. I was born in 2001. He started playing it in 2000, the year before I was born. That's incredible. Like, holy hell. Jeez. Do y'all remember when he cheated that one year? I think it was in 2017. He deflated the ball, I think, and he got suspended for like 4 games or something like that. Yeah. I think that's why he got a lot of haters at the time, you know. But yeah. I was never really a fan of him. I was never a fan of New England because they're just too good. But got to give it to him, the greatest of all time, 6th round pick. Like there will never be another player like him again. I'll say this: there will never be another player like him ever. You know. What else here? What else do I have to say? Um, Most quarterbacks they retire in their late 30s. Last year, Big Ben Roethlisberger retired, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. I think it was like 38 or 39. But yeah, most quarterbacks they retire at late 30s or right at 40. Peyton Manning he retired right before he turned 40. Tom Brady was 45 and a half years old when he made that video announcement. Like, dude, he could have retired 5 years ago after winning that amazing comeback Super Bowl. Nope. He went on to win 2 more. The only quarterback to win 2 Super Bowls in their 40s. Like, that's crazy. It's kind of weird that he left the New England Patriots after all those years, but something happened between him and Coach Belichick. You know, I think they were just not getting along at the time, and then Tom just left, and I think Tom's contract expired anyways. So 23 years, right? 23 years or seasons. Holy crap, that's a long time. No wonder he's the greatest of all time. Even if he didn't win a Super Bowl, what if he didn't win any Super Bowl after all those years? That's crazy. So my question now is Aaron Rodgers now the oldest active quarterback? Because I think he is, because he's 38. He's 38 right now. So I don't think he's gonna retire. He might have one more year in him. Um, he's gonna stay with the Packers most likely, but that's not a great quarterback. Um, I saw that old Super Bowl where he won it against the Steelers. That was great. Yeah. So yeah, I think he is the oldest active quarterback right now. You know, last year Big Ben Roethlisberger retired, and then the year before Drew Brees retired. And now it's Tom Brady, three of the all-time greats. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Um, I heard that Tom might be he signed with NFL on Fox to become a broadcaster. I didn't thought he would become a broadcaster. I didn't think he would like to do that stuff, but hey, some of them do, some of them don't. Drew Brees, y'all remember LSU versus Purdue in that bowl game? He was actually one of Purdue's coaches, Drew Brees, because Drew Brees used to play. He played at Purdue in college, and Tom Brady played at Michigan. And the thing about Tom is he wasn't that great in college. He wasn't that great. That's crazy. He gets drafted in the 6th round. Unbelievable. So he's going to be missed. I think this is the end of an era. This is the end. Actually, it kind of already is the end for like the past couple of seasons, but this is really the end. If he comes back out of retirement again, that would be funny. But I don't think so. He said he's done for good, so yep. One more thing. Didn't he got divorced last year because his wife told him that you should stop playing football? And he decided, nope, I'm playing again. And then they got divorced. Damn. I don't know what to say about that. Tom, deep down inside, Tom's like, damn, I should have listened to my wife, my ex-wife. Golly. The dude's 45 and a half and he looks the same. That guy doesn't age. It's amazing how he stays in good shape. What an athlete. You know, I saw this show. Peyton Manning has his own show on ESPN Plus called Peyton's Places. And a few years ago, this episode was made. Him and Tom Brady were playing golf at Jim Nance's house. Yo, I might watch that episode again. That was actually a funny episode. Brady and Manning. What a rivalry. Yep. And remember, Peyton's brother Eli, he beat Tom Brady in 2 Super Bowls. And he was a huge underdog in both of them. That's crazy. Crazy, right? So that's really all I gotta say, man. He will be missed. He will be missed. You know, last year Roger Federer retired and Serena Williams in tennis. That was sad, man, because I'm a big tennis fan. You know, I watched a lot of the Australian Open that just ended. So, yeah. All right, guys, I gotta go because I'm running low on memory. I can't believe I recorded for this long. Yeah, Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, period. There's really no question about it, you know. So I think that's all I gotta say, man. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about this man? Yeah. Yep, kind of a sad day, but everyone thought he would retire like years ago, but the time has finally come. Kind of sad that every year something like this happens. A great athlete retires. That's always sad, especially if you're a big fan of that athlete. It's a very sad day for you too, but yep. All right, y'all. I think that's it, and talk to you guys later. Bye.